Thank you so much, dear viewers. Today is day 2 for the international conference, and as far as the African Union of Broadcasters is concerned, the conference is taking place here in Kigali, in our studio here at the Kigali Convention Center. I have the pleasure to host Mr. Mactar Silla, if I'm right.
Yeah.
It's been like more than 35 years in this sector. You have been working for years in the public broadcaster. Now you are now working in the private media. Now today it's the day 2 of this conference. The digitalization of the African media is one of the key points in this particular conference. How far the discussions have gone as far as this particular issue is concerned? Are there some improvement?
There have been some improvement, because we have to be fair with those who have, achieved all the goals. Among 10 to 12 African countries have met the deadline. And then, but there are 26 lagging behind, and I think that has been some kind of good opportunity to focus on what went wrong, what are the lessons learned, and also to understand why 26 are not even getting into the train. And most importantly, I think this type of gathering enables this exchange of experiences and see how to sort it out. Because whether we like it or not, this digital transition is to happen. It's just like the telephone thing, We used to have the fixed telephone at home. If at the time people would tell you, okay, you don't need that, you will get your phone wherever you are. While you are interviewing, you have your phone, whatever. It was, nobody could even imagine 20 years or 25 years back that this should happen. So I think it's really the way forward, and we have to take it as an opportunity, not a threat, and not some type of imposed figures. No, I think it has been a decision of ITU when the African members have taken part in it and the discussions and have come to this agreement. So definitely I think, this has been a good opportunity to take stock of what has been achieved so far and what remains to be done. Many partners are also around, and in terms of budget, of infrastructure, so that, those who are lagging behind, it can be a benefit to them to learn from all the lessons, all the failures, and see how to move forward.
Yeah. Now, could you tell us in 1 or 2 words how important is this digitalization in our economy?
Yeah, I think it's really, as I said, it opens lots of avenues and boulevards for many stakeholders, like the states themselves. Because of the digital dividend, you can use the saved space for other applications, other tools, other telecommunications initiatives. You can it can also give way to new curricula, new training, new opportunities in terms of job, of digital things. There are many things that are happening, and also in terms of content, because you can access everywhere. You have the same. I mean, it's just like going and buying a plane. You are all at the same level. What is key is the content. It has to be compelling, and it gives, I think, Africans opportunities to go beyond their frontiers and really be some of kind of international and worldwide players. So definitely, I think also, as we saw in the boom of the telephony, mobile phone, it will be the same for Africa, provided we are mastering it, we are in control of the whole process, and we implement it the right way.
Yeah, there is a very serious issue raised by some of the participants as far as the content is concerned. Do we have today an African content for African media?
Yeah, definitely. I can say, because you are talking to the one who is putting the first really Pan-African international television. I've got 12 nationalities in my company. The former managing director of RTI Côte d'Ivoire, some from Cameroon, from Nigeria, whatever. My content is 100% African. I'm not buying any other stuff which is not linked to Africa. The soap operas, whatever, I'm not interested in it. A few years back, when I was in Cameroon, the CEO of STV1, STV2, I was the first one out of Nigeria to buy 300 Nigerian films and to air them. Now, when you go and take the audience research on CanalSat, Nollywood is the #1 channel. When I started 15, 16 years back, people thought this guy, there was something wrong in his head. So definitely, in terms of news bulletin, of whatever, Africa is in the center of, because we have lots of stuff, lots of stories to be told, you know. And I've got a network of correspondents in various countries, strategic partnerships in Mauritius with Groupe La Sentinelle. I've got an office in Senegal. I've got an office in Cameroon. I'm trying to spread it out, a network of correspondents up to China. We have correspondents up to China, but Africans. And an African perspective, and sometimes when I say African, you know, if we have a debate, you can have people, even from Europe, whatever, but everything is done by the African himself. This compound, and I think maybe you will Google and go through it and see, this building has been made, everything installed from architecture to satellite, 100% by Africans. Yeah. So I think we can make it.
Yeah, now let's talk about some of the participants have shown some concerns, if not the needs of increasing the budget for especially public broadcasters, because the ambitions are quite high, but when you look at the budget they get from the government, does not really match with their ambitions. Do you think they're right? Do they really need more?
I was the CEO of the Senegalese radio and television from 2001 to 2002, okay? And before that, I did 10 years before that. If you cannot even compare with the other budgets of other companies I went to, like TV5 Africa. I was the first managing director in 1992. You know, when you take the budget of sometimes of a television company in Europe, whatever, it can be more than the budget of an African state. But to put things right, I mean, it's very key and essential that the Public Broadcasting Corporation is financed, I mean, the best way possible. There are ways to do it, either through electricity or put a specific tax or whatever. So that 80% of what you require, and your requirements are based on the missions assigned to you. If they say you have to cover this part, me as a private broadcast, if I say, okay, there is just 100 people living there, I don't mind. But you sometimes, even 100 people, you have to put a transmitter. So the state has to really do its proper work, its proper exercise, and put it right and say, okay, this is the right budget. And also, I mean, every year, even if it is a minimal increase it in terms of wages, in terms of production, in terms of infrastructure, whatever. And I think really with what President Kagame is doing in Rwanda, and all of us are very, paying much attention to what he is doing, with lots of admiration because of his courage, of his determination, I think he should also give a right example of how to do with the public media, how to fund it, and how to support you guys so that you fulfill your mission on the best imaginable way possible. So really, I think once this is done, this also can boost the private sector with its responsibility, with assigned tasks, in a proper regulatory framework. And I think this is the way you can construct a dynamic, a booming media industry. And this is the way forward. And I can add, as a chairman of the African Union, it will be a really something huge if it does it that way. And I'm sure that it can do it because it did things great for your country. And we are all proud of it.
Yeah, now speaking of the African Union, maybe let's finish by that point. Now today we have the Agenda 2063 and some other programs. How do the media on the African continent play their role in bringing the African community, the African countries to understand and maybe to implement some of the programs that are initiated by their leaders on the African level?
It is a huge and exciting task, but because the media can really accelerate everything. But as of now, I think they are a bit left aside. They are not, in the center of the game. And during his mandate, I think that President Kagame needs really to base his action on you guys, and you have to expand it in collaboration with other media, so that his chairmanship is just not some kind of turnover. There was a former guy, he's coming, there will be the next one. While by the time he's there, I think if you have a monthly magazine or whatever in various languages, we can help dub it. If it is in English, we put it in French or whatever language. It broadcasts. People see what he is doing on a day-to-day basis, and with the results, this can help. And anyone who is coming after him have to follow up the pace. Really, we are very confident that, based on what he is doing for Rwanda, that he will really shake the tree and boost the whole sector.
Mr. Mactar Silla, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Cheers and congratulations. Very highly professional team. With all my esteem and regards also to your managing director.
So, once again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.